Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as I record this a fifth time from scratch, I ask myself, why don't I write down anything? Why do I have general speaking outlines in my head or written somewhere? Welcome to the Vlogs Finish. I'm Zon the Daddy Dev. I also go by the moniker Title Pending on the internet, and Title Pending is part of the Kurt Indovino community. The reason why I'm talking about this community and shilling it is because it's on two screens. I have two screens. Because basically we're doing this event, which is Get Something Done challenge. And in the month of January, we're going to try to complete some project or get closer to it. I've mentioned this in other videos before. Why am I mentioning it before I start actually programming a game in Godot? As I'm going to start I'm taking the Kids Can Codes tank down shooter tutorial, and I'm moving that file and showing how to do that into my own game. That's the idea. And the thing is that like I want to just talk about quickly about support groups, why they're important. And here it is. Our community event is actually working like AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, which is awesome because I read it. Which was I think it was the habit loop or routine or whatever. There's a lot of people that do in the books that I've read last year about getting things done that kind of relate to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and how Alcoholics Anonymous works at a base level. And the base level of any support group that you have should be support. I know that sounds really dumb, but a lot of the places I see posting on Facebook or a lot of the Discord communities, which I love, there doesn't seem to be a general support for people. There's the support of like, yeah, check out my game. Oh, it looks great. But there's before you can get to the point of checking out your game, you need cheerleaders. I don't know where I'm lifting that from, but it's somewhere that basically will just tell you that you're awesome. Now, this isn't to me. This is the first step of the process. Obviously, that kind of you're awesome all the way to selling a game would be like Fallout 76. No, I'm sorry. There's a lot of politics behind that. But basically, you don't need cheerleaders the entire process. In the beginning, you do. And I just want to show the Kurt community event that we're doing has generated a lot of cheerleaders. Now, the thing is, again, is that, this couldn't be possible without Ite making the Kurt Discord, Kurt Indovino approving it, Kurt Indovino making like over 1,000 people be positive to want to do this. And, it's awesome. So you can check it out. You just look at it. I'm one of the admins there. I don't want to talk too much about stuff that's related to me because I think that'd be the wrong message at this point. But it is really cool, and we are actually supporting each other. Now the thing is that another support group that I do have, and I know I have two support groups. I'm lucky that are actual support groups. Is like the thing with me and Plopsis. And me and Plopsis are the ones holding down the fort right now. Doggy Balloon is still on this as far as you know, but he's super busy. So is EMKE. They're both really busy people that are working on this project, but they're college students, lives, work, jobs, blah, blah, blah. So it's really kind of hard for them to just sit down and do what we, in our careers closer to 40 can do. Oh, I miss my hair. Anyway, the point is that Plopsis right now and me, we're both supporting each other as we're holding down the fort. Now, I do plan to open up the Godot Jammers again when we finish stuff. I'm tired of going from one game jam to the next. and we did complete game jams as a team of like 6 or 8 people. We did complete game jams. But as our team has gotten smaller and the jobs can't be allocated as we all have busy lives, it's taking me and Plopsis longer to make what will probably be one of the most polished Godot Jammer games. And I do hope that when we finally finish this, it might take another year, maybe 6 months or whatever, to just get one vertical slice of what we're trying to do. Then I will start opening up the Godot Jammers, or maybe even change the name to other people that may want to form a game dev team and actually complete a sellable game. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. But until then, until those grand dreams happen, we need to scale things small, and just me and Plopsis, they're just doing the code as best as we can. Plopsis is working on the 3D part for now, and I am working through the 2D aspects of the code. And you can see this right here. We have like a pew pew pew. There's like a little ship here. This is this is a gift. It's a gift. It's Plopsis' gift to the world. No, it's kidding. That's some of the 3D stuff. I am going to probably start doing Blender up again. I started 2.8, so I can start making simpler ships, so forth and so on. I might be doing that next month. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Right now, I'm working on the 2D part, and that's where I'm going to leave off. And when I stop the record button, that's why I'm using Manicam, so forgive me if the sound's not good. OBS is great. I just have to tweak the settings in OBS, and the one feature that I don't see in OBS right now is a simple feature of just pressing stop and then recording later, as that's going to help me make videos faster. So, moving on to programming. Okay, I hit the resume record button. I hate when I hit the stop record button because it defeats the point of this whole thing. Anyway, so I'm going to start opening up. I didn't release the video last time I did this because it didn't have a conclusion. So this is the ground rule. If I don't get to a conclusion, I get stuck, I'll show how I get unstuck in the next video. Maybe that's the best way to show my process. As you can see, I've already imported the top-down tank battle thing. It's part 10 of the Kids Can Code guide. I won't put a link to this, but I will put a link somewhere up here at the end of this video where you can actually look at the Kids Can Code's tank down shooter. Top tank down game. And basically what I do here is, this is actually so I can check for programming and code, so forth and so on. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, art through emulation, code through emulation. To become a better programmer, like you can become a better artist, you kind of need to copy a lot until you get to your point where you can start making your own stuff. Now, yeah, granted, that also means that you can actually, sadly, copy another person's copy another person's mistakes. And one of the things that I did come across when I started programming was this idea of coding eloquently. I can't even say eloquently. Why can't I say eloquently? And the idea of coding eloquently is that when you program something, it's not a massive mess. It's actually very well organized, and it uses very simple programming code language, so forth and so on. That's the idea. That's the goal. And so in order to get to that point, however, you're going to make a lot of messy mistakes. You're going to make a lot of messy code. So that's where I'm at. Okay. So I'm starting part 4. Yeah. So I'll come back when I actually start doing more programming. So it's pause. Come on, get that pause button. Now, again, I'm just going to say this as a disclaimer and a caveat. You can totally follow the Kids Can Code guys tutorials. They're really well organized. I would start with part 1. My method, of course, is looking at the programming and looking how people do things. So as I'm following, and I have a 2-screen setup, which is great. As I'm following his Kids Can Code tutorial, I just look also at his what he's done as far as his project. And what he's done here, so this is his file. I look in here in project settings. And disclaimer, this is for use. Like, anyone can use his files too. But, you know, just because you have the file doesn't mean you can know how to use it. You know, that's why I'm doing the thing I'm doing. And he talks about the 2D physics layer. And I'm looking for it here. And interesting. Oh, no. Is this his thing? Oh, no, this is ours. I was about to say. Sorry. This is his thing. Oh, switching between projects is sometimes confusing for me. I admit my mistakes. Project settings and 2D physics. Yes. Okay, cool. As you can see here, it's broken down in environment, player, enemies, and bullets. So, guess, I don't know. I guess just do the same thing for the thing I'm doing. Why not? So, I could be like cheeky and just like put Eviro. Now put environment. Another thing too is that if you are going to be doing this method and you name the stuff the same thing, it makes it easier to program, because all the programming you're going to do, all the names are the same. So when you reference anything or call anything, then it just kind of automatically does everything. Now I'm going to justify some of my stupidity and say that the way I do it, where I name things a little bit differently as they match my thinking in my project, and when it doesn't work, helps me not just copy and paste code. It helps me actually debug. I know that's so I'm making more work for myself, but by debugging, I actually understand the logic of what the thing I'm copying. I understand it more, and that's closer to that art through emulation thing. So I would encourage, like, changing these. Oh, like, let's see, like, player is actually player 2D, but I think this is okay for the layer. I don't think naming this player 2D and having the other thing player 2D is going to be very healthy, to tell you the truth. But, or we could just put player layer. That could be redundant. Player, oh no, we're just going to leave it as is. Everything's lowercase. We're going to put close. And so those layers are there. All right, now before I keep moving on, I'm going to hit the pause button. Again, this is better than editing. I'll just keep hitting pause. This should save time and jump things into space. Okay, so basically, this is what's kind of cool too about this. Some things by default, if you're new to Godot, kind of load differently from 3.0 to 3.1. So what's cool is that, you know, as I'm redoing this and revamping this, I can say this is for 3.1 because the layout is a little different. I know it sounds aesthetic, but hey, if you can't find certain things. Now what he's done here is, oh, you can't see me. Oh, let me duck down. He's actually gone in here and he's gone under the collision layers and he's clicked environment and he's clicked enemies. I don't know why we don't have a bullet. You're not doing bullets? Maybe bullet is a different thing, but that's where he's at right now. Now, let me get to the enemy part. Okay, so he does the same thing also here in the layers for the enemy side. And basically what he's doing for the enemy side is, oops, sorry, popping over. Is that he's clicking here and he's putting environment and player. Rationale is that he could put it on enemies and enemies would also collide with each other, but the problem with that is that does make things so complicated. So for me, and right now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put the environment and player. Now the other thing too is that could be changed like that in his code. I don't know if I should change it, but so this is where he actually has it. I'm actually curious to see if it runs. So where he goes here into enemy tank. Where is it? Enemy tank? Is it enemy tank? I think it's enemy tank. He can get rid of this now because this code basically doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter is it's actually being able to be detected on the level, the layer. So the layers are doing the work. So you don't need this at this point. So let me file this, save scene, and I'm just curious to see if this actually works. I don't think it will. I think my game will crash as usual. So let's see if it crashes. Enemy tank, enemy tank, enemy tank. Sorry. Tile map, test map, TSCN. Let's see if play it. Oh, no, it's going to load the 3D part first. Yes, of course. Okay, all right. Right here, let's click here. Let's play the scene. And, oh, okay. And then let's see if this actually works. Does the thing still find me? Yeah, see, it doesn't work for me. So there's a lot. So then this is the thing about eloquent code, but unfortunately, because I don't fully understand it yet, or what else I need to change, it's not very eloquent for me. So let's see. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the enemy tank. And for now, I'm going to just leave it as is. I'm going to save the scene. And what I'm also going to do here is notes to myself. Notes in part 4. Comment. I should call it a comment. That's what they call it. Note in part 4. He uses the collision layer to get rid of. I guess let's just quote it. Now I know there's a lot of people that don't believe in comments. Comments get messy after a while. You get just way too much stuff, right? But I need the comments, especially if I don't work on projects for a while. Another pause break? Sure, let's do another pause. Okay, so at this point, again, I'm going to move on from not understanding why he can delete that line, because that's not important for me right now. And that means I'm going to have to debug it later, which is going to be fun learning process. So right now he's talking about bullets. And again, I'm further on. So it's a part 4 tutorial, and I could just download part 4 because that would be smart. But unfortunately, I have to be me. And I've downloaded part 10 for reasons. I'm looking at how he set it up in his folders, and he seems to have a bullet folder just for himself. So I'm going to do the same thing on my folder as well. Make sure I'm in the right place. Man, you get lost. You get lost between all these windows. Okay, so in Hacking Game, I've separated as its own mini thing. And man, still feel we gotta really clean this up. I gotta figure out how to clean those files better. But so what I'm gonna do right here is I'm going to go in the Hacking Game. I'm going to make a new folder, add to favorites. So new folder, and I'm going to call it bullets. And in bullets, I'm going to make stuff. What am I going to make in bullets? Let's see. We just need one default bullet. So let's see how he sets it up in alpha cannoli. Is it alpha cannoli? No, we're alpha cannoli. He's top-down tank battle. All right, bullet GT. Okay, so at least I can start with a bullet GT. I really want to start the script first. Would that be the best way to do it? It doesn't seem to do it that way. Okay, so let's go back and let's go with this TSCN, and we're going to go in 2D view, and we're going to see what it is. Missing a collision shape. At some point, he gets rid of the collision shape, so I'm not there yet. I just do want to see what is here that I need to have a bullet. I don't know what this is. This is a thing. Area 2D. I'm glad it told me because I forget stuff all the time. The sign of a good engine. It reminds you of what you forget. So I'm going to do the same thing. All right, I'm going to hit the pause button. I'm going to come right back. Okay, so the thing I did is that I just type in timer. I'm just looking at the things he has, and I just type it literally into search. And again, if you link to the video, man, just go check out his original tutorial if you want more step by step. But this is really just kind of me vlogging, showing just kind of some of the process, but not all of it, especially since he's got the tutorials up himself. I just feel weird about, I don't like redundancy if I can avoid redundancy. So the other one we need is an animated sprites, animated 2D, animated 2D, or is it animated sprite? There we go, animated sprite. And we're going to keep these all outs like this. Nothing is noted in his, nothing is noted in mine. Now, the explosion is great, cool. It's got some signals and stuff we can add. But the other thing to note is that I will be using different explosions and different effects. So I'm not going to be using these effects right here. I'm going to be making my own art. And we have the signals and stuff like that, but let me check where he's at in his tutorial. Oh, he's already started with signals and stuff. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I could, in order to, for me, this is just faster. In order for me, and I want to keep this video under 20 minutes. Let's make sure it's under 20 minutes. Yeah, cool. I'm going to actually check all the signals in the original file, top-down tank points. I'm going to try and make the same signals. Well, okay, so here's the thing too. I could, again, because of the way the license is, I could shortcut this and just grab all this and start. Wow, but then I have to double check. Okay, sprite is this. Okay, I need to know what is being referred to and if I have it in the code. So, okay, let's do it. Let's just go pull some freaking code. Pull in some code, that's a term. Okay, and I'm gonna go right here. Let's just make my life faster. Make my life faster. I like my life easier. Let's add a GD. Can we add the GD right here? Sure. Yes. GD script area 2D. Perfect. That's all done. Hit create. Gonna grab all this. Gonna paste. So now, if I do this, it's probably gonna have some errors. So when I do this, I can't really hit the run button because it could just have some errors. I am gonna save it all. Save stuff. Save all scenes. Okay, I'm gonna save all the scenes. And now that I've done that, let's look to see his signals. There's some signals here. Where do I check the signals? I look into node, bullet upon body entered, sorry. Body entered physics 2D body. Ooh, we should check the code. Is there anything like that there? Nope, there isn't. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna turn the same thing entered on ours. And this is how you can get yourself in trouble. Signal, node, body entered physics 2D. Hold on, let me make sure. Body entered physics 2D body. Body entered physics 2D body. We're going to turn that on. What does he have it set to? I have no clue. We just have it here. He has it set to something. No? Okay. All right. We'll just use the magic here. His is bullet. Mine's that. Sure. Connect. Did it connect anything? It shouldn't. But it looks like it's the same thing. Fantastic. All right. Okay. Let's look at some other signals that are being given off. Let's see. Let's look at the timer. Timeout on lifetime timeout. Okay, so same situation. We're at timer. And notice our timer is named differently. So we should name it the same thing. If we do this again, the coding could work for us easily versus if we name things differently. Lifetime timeout, connect. Okay, cool. It's just popping this stuff in. It doesn't look like it's doing any adding. Usually when you add this a timer, or sorry, if you add a signal, it does make code. I can't see it right now and I don't care. I'll check on it later when I have to debug. On lifetime timeout, let's make sure the signals are named the same thing. On lifetime top, fantastic. Okay. All right, next one. Let's see. Where's another signal coming from? Where the signal's coming from? Explosion. Wow, really? Animation finished. Okay, there's the signal when animation finished. So I'm gonna go here and the same thing. I'm gonna check this. And I'm going to look for animation finished. And where animation finished is, just go connect. Let's go connect. Okay. Does it have an so I'm looking, yeah, see, so it's already making on explosion animation finished. Cool. But we have on animation finished. So there's some redundancy in the code. Oh, that's gonna suck. Because on explosion animation finished. So he's just labeled it as explosion animation finished, as I have not labeled it explosion animation finished. It's just on animated sprite finished. It's not by its name. That means that if I do change the name here at this point, then I would have to change the name in the code. Yeah, let's just do that now. Explosion. I'm trying to predict my own mistakes later on that I have to deal with. Is that how you spell explosion? Explosion. Let's see. Let's see if explosion. Explosion. Okay, cool. And let's name everything the same thing. Explosion, lifetime sprite, explosion, collision tape 2, lifetime sprite. Okay, so everything should be the same now. And you can see here, see in the signal, it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't change that. So I'm going to delete this signal, disconnect. I'm going to try to connect it. Whoa. Animation explosion, that's what I clicked. Okay, connect. Target not found. Close. Okay, hold on. So let's try it this way. Animation, okay, connect. Yes. Okay, so that's should still work. We're gonna save all scenes. Okay, now at this point, I'm at 20 minutes. I do apologize, about 22 minutes. I just want to wrap this up. So at this point, I have taken the Kids Can Code script as best as I can. I've pulled the code and I've applied it into our game. However, I'm not going to be using Kenny's assets. Not going to be using Kenny's assets. I'll be making my own assets. So this is the plan. For tomorrow, I will start making some assets. I might even start sketching tonight, and I'm going to be using Inkscape to make those assets. So that will be the next thing tomorrow. And this is cool. Unlike the Kids Can Code guy, I'm also an artist. Actually, he's a really cool programmer. So unlike the Kids Code guy who can really program lots of cool stuff, I can actually make my own art assets, both 2D and 3D. So I'll do that tomorrow. Okay, insert catchy phrase here. I hope you've gotten something out of this. Again, if you like this video, you know what to do. Post questions, all that stuff here. And join the Kurt Indovino Discord. I think that Kurt Indovino's he's part of a movement. He's our unwanted poster child for awesomeness. Meaning we look to him for inspiration, and he looks at us like, don't look to me for inspiration. It's beautiful. Okay, insert catchy phrase here. I'll see you all in the next one. And I want to say thank you so much, new subscribers. I used to do a whole thing about it, but I know you're there. But if you do want me to know you, or if you do have any questions, post them below. I will usually put them in a video, so forth and so on. Okay, catch you next one. Bye. Ba-dum-bum-bum.